Hi, I'm Stephanie, and my Instagram is Steph's Plants.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I'm Jo Loves Plants on Instagram.
And I'm Jimmy, Legends of Monstera, the guy behind the camera. And we are continuing this tour of Steph's place in this series I call Building Community.
I mean, I'm sure you've talked to many people about how plant prices have gone pretty high. I mean, it's just fluctuated a lot since COVID, and I'm a COVID plant parent for sure.
Yeah.
I had regular houseplants before, but as far as venturing into like harder and more rare plants, that was when 2020 shutdown happened.
You have some ginormous plants for being a COVID plant parent.
Well, this is a Philodendron D. McDowell, and this is from Vivian. This was originally her plant when she lived in San Francisco in a high-rise apartment. But it wasn't as big as this.
Yeah, this looks pretty big.
But then she was moving and downsizing, so I got to inherit and adopt she named him Big Mac. So this is Big Mac, and he's been with me since last fall, beginning of the fall, and he's given me a lot more leaves.
I love the stories in the relationship, especially the ones like, oh, I know exactly where this plant came from. It was from this person, you know, who did this and this with it, and now, you know, it's mine and I'm doing this and this with it. And then soon, you know, if it switches hands again, the story of the plant continues. The story of Big Mac.
I hardly sell my plants. I love them so much, and it's really hard for me to give them up.
I'm trying to like compare this.
She has a really hard time selling her plants.
Like Joanna likes to cut and propagate, and it pains me to do that. It's like one of the only times that I would be willing to do it is if I'm unpotting and repotting something. Then I'm like, okay, well this is my only chance to cut. And I usually also prefer to cut if there's roots already on what I'm going to try to propagate.
Mm-hmm. What is this one next to it?
This is a variegated Thermatophyllum bipiniphidium.
This thing's huge. Are normally the ones on sale this huge?
I've seen them from all sizes, but it used to be called Philodendron sellum, I think, or Philodendron hope. It's been reclassified to Thermatophyllum. This is a pretty large one, but I've seen bigger.
It's definitely large for a California indoor environment.
Well, since it's so big, my husband also had to jerry rig it to get some stability against the wall, and he's the one who helps me hack.
That's great.
Plant solutions.
That's great.
Has it grown you using your care yet? I'm curious if they come out as big.
So this was it was already like unfurling when I received it, and it's just taking a really long to finish hardening, but I think it's probably almost hardened now. And then there's a new spike coming in, and that would be the first full new leaf in my care. To me it's a little bit slow because I've had it for 5-6 months now, but maybe because it's so big it takes a long time to acclimate.
Yeah. Also,
I can't see the roots because there's no container large enough that's clear in order to see roots, and it makes me really nervous about overwatering and root rot. So I water very sparingly.
But it's doing so well.
It looks like it's fine.
I mean, like I'm like looking at this like that giant plant, and then this like sort of root stem kind of thing.
All my crawlers go in this corner.
So funny.
Like the Philodendron D. McDowell. I have a couple pastazanums.
Yeah.
That's a pastazanum.
Yep. That's nice. And then your gloriosum.
I really love gloriosum. I would say that was like my gateway plant into rares is the gloriosum, because it's like a heart leaf and like kind of velvety looking. And it looks really pretty. I also really like this form, which is round form, because of the round overlapping lobes.
I can't tell at all. I know that there is different forms, but I can tell it's a gloriosum, but probably more of a lucky guess on my part. Joanna, what's your favorite one over here? This corner.
Ooh, hard to say.
Not the gloriosum?
I want to say the gloriosum just because I also really love gloriosum. I think that they're one in my top 3.
Don't be biased
plants.
by her.
Yeah, don't be biased.
I don't know. There's so much to look at.
Are you also including the wall or just the
just
floor?
the whole setup.
Oh.
The whole corner. So we have that anthurium leaf. Super,
I really love
super
that
nice.
anthurium, yeah.
What is that, Dark Mama you said?
Dark Mama. The reason why it looks so beautiful and flawless is because one, the genes are it's from David Fell, and then my friend Andre, he grew it and sold it to me. So there hasn't been a new leaf in my care, and usually when plants come into my care, they don't thrive as much.
That's not true.
I also have a thing with variegated plants where usually when they come into my care, they turn 100% variegated.
Right.
100% white. I don't get a lot of reversion, but like with my red moon, I've gotten like 100% red leaves. And I just feel like I have not great luck when it comes to, like Joanna said, it's safer to have marbled variegation, and maybe it's because I gravitate towards the sectoral ones, then there's just too much of a high chance of one or other of the color.
Variegated Bilete.
Yes, Bilete.
And then this one.
It's a Philodendron Jose Bueno.
Jose Bueno. This one is.
Splendid.
The Splenda in the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
oh
these,
yes.
These two are both from NSC Tropicals, and so they're very, very healthy and vigorous with really nice big leaves.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at this
So
velvet.
was this the
velvet.
Majestic that you got in like the same order that I got mine in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what is
with
this?
Stuff. This is a Majestic, which is a Sodiroy. What cross?
Varicosum.
Varicosum
Yeah.
cross. Yeah.
Whoa.
I need to reduce the light
Whoa,
on mine
whoa,
because your
whoa,
color
whoa.
looks way better than mine.
Is yours like too light? Like too
Well,
like
it's
washed
light
out
and I
looking?
never gave it a pole to climb, and so
The
the
pole
new
is
sleeve is like
important.
literally this big.
Sort of, you can
Oh no.
you can see
It's
the
like really
It's very
green.
pillowy.
you can see the
Mhm.
varicosumness
Yeah,
in the
that's
back.
what it is. Sometimes I forget what the hybrids crosses are.
Sorderoy.
But so these two grow really fast, and they've outgrown their moss pole already. And then I'm not sure how to extend it because the aerial roots have definitely grown really hard into the moss pole.
Okay, this has got to be this has got to be like one of my favorites that back here. This is so nice.
It's the Majestic. It's the leaves are very aesthetically appealing because they look very pillowy, and then that silver sheen from a Sodiroy.
Right.
I was gonna sell my Majestic next.
No,
No, I
don't
don't want
do
to.
All right, and I assume it gets it comes out dark and it gets greener over time.
Does it get greener? I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Because for example, like you can see this leaf doesn't look as nice because it was from inconsistent watering. So when it unfurled, it didn't get as big or as round. I'm not sure if lighting plays into it all, but
I think lighting does. So mine gets more light because I had them like too close to the grow lights for a while, and mine are like way lighter in color than hers.
I think they do come out light green and then they harden to a darker green.
Yeah.
But the Splendid, I love this big leaf, and it's like velvety. One of the issues though with having such big plants is like I can't move them. They can barely fit through the door at this point, and like there's too much dust and stuff that collects on the leaves. And it'd be nice if I can breathe them like into the shower and like shower them and wash them off like what they're getting in nature with like rain, so there's not all this dust buildup. But
That's
that
rough.
can't happen because they're too big.
That's rough. Yeah.
I would like to mimic rainforest conditions in my plant room, but currently, because of the humidity and temperature in this room, I'm already damaging my house. The windows on this window is like pretty much needs to be replaced. But windows are replaceable, plants aren't.
Very true.
Yes.
Gosh, the size that you've gotten your plants to. I love that they're growing so big in your care, and you're like giving them a lot of time, and also you're not propagating or cutting them down. This is pretty amazing. And then let's see what this got. This is a white monster.
It is. It's very slow growing, so
Yeah.
I've also had this one for over 6 months, and it hasn't given me any new leaf growth. But it's in a clear container, and I can check the roots, and there's a lot of new root growth, so it's healthy. Just no new leaf growth. But other people I know who have white monster also say that they tend to be pretty slow. And the advice I've gotten from people who own white monsters is that you're not supposed to fertilize it at all. Like no organic or chemical fertilizer, otherwise it reverts the monstera back to green. Like all the leaves will just turn green, and it loses that white monster character, which is like the pretty white leaf.
Yeah.
But if it reverts and you cut your plant, the new growth will come out white, and then just like don't fertilize. So it's possible that's why it also grows really slow, because It's in super chunky aroid mix that has no soil.
Right.
Absolutely no soil, and I don't put like worm castings or any fertilizer. I never watered it with liquid dirt.
I mean, I think even compared to other soilless mixes I've seen, this is especially chunky. I guess the size of the particles that you're using or the substrate is large.
Yeah.
Right. This is not like normal perlite. This is chunky, extra chunky.
Yeah, a lot of people in the Bay Area buy the really giant bags of perlite. They're about the size of like a 5-year-old child, and then the perlite is like, it's really big.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like I've seen a lot of that here. I'm a fan. I'm a fan because then you can always crush the perlite into smaller pieces. Right, right.
But I also feel, because like comparatively to the small perlite that you usually see at stores that you purchase, they're small already, and then they just get kind of crushed up even more into little like fine
like
particles, sand
almost.
particles, and then it's not even as useful when it's that. So the big, I really like the big ones, big size ones.
Oh, I just noticed that you have your humidifier down here. Well, it's like 78.
Well, it says I haven't set it because it's there's so many plants in here. They pretty much keep the humidity up. I have different hygrometers throughout the room just to check where, like there's one there and there's one there.
What's this one down here?
That's a philodendron silver cloud. That's almost a mame. Philodendron mame.
Oh, mame.
Yeah, mame. It's really unhappy because I keep forgetting to water it, and then so the leaves turn out with a little bit of a mechanical damage from unfurling with not enough water.
Is silver cloud a trade name of a mame, or is it a type of mame?
I think it's a type of mame. There's just there's generally like philodendron mame, and then there's I guess there might be a few different kind of like cultivar types.
Okay.
Or at least I keep seeing silver cloud as one of the names for when people purchase them.
I just can't get over how big your plants are in this corner.
Well, have you seen other people with big plants?
If
you have a greenhouse, you can have.
I think a lot of. I think there's an increased interest and practice of propagating these days.
Oh yeah.
Is what I will say. I will say about that.